welcome back to Aleida's Curiosity Closet. On today's show, we have two special guests. We're going to be looking at high school drama. We have the Bret Harte drama instructor, Colby Barker, and a student, Daniel. Hey, how are you guys tonight?
Good. Yourself?
So what got you into being a drama teacher?
You know, it was actually by accident. I applied for an English and drama job, but that's the only job that was available at Bret Harte at the time. And I wanted to be at that school, and I wanted to be in this area, so that's why I ended up there. And it's worked out pretty well.
So you enjoy it? It's not like, oh God, these kids again?
At times, I suppose it is. For the most part, now they're pretty good kids, and we have a good time.
How many years have you been a drama teacher?
This is my 9th year. Is that right? 9th year at Bret Harte. That's correct.
Do you need any special education to be a drama teacher?
Special education? I suppose, you know, it probably wouldn't have hurt. I myself don't have any, but that's, you know, you could go to school for it and get special education for it. But I did all my learning out of books. I just learned on my own and gave it a shot.
And Daniel, what got you into drama?
My sister, actually, she recommended that I take drama my freshman year and join the musical, and I was like, I don't know about that. I don't want to get made fun of. And she was like, no, you're going to do it. And I was like, okay.
Sisters are pretty awesome. I keep telling my brother that, but he ignores me. So do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I love it. It's my 3rd year now. I'm in advanced drama this year, and I'm a TA, so I'm just always in the theater.
Do you enjoy being a TA?
I guess. I don't know. I kind of like being in the class more just because it's like I don't get to participate in everything as a TA, so there's like some stuff I miss out on. But yeah, I like it.
What kind of a character do you like to play when you're on stage?
Ooh. I like comedies, so something just stupid. I like stupid characters.
Do you have a play that's coming up that you're really looking forward to?
Yeah, we have a couple actually. Pretty soon on Halloween, we're doing a creature feature, which is just a compilation of famous horror scenes. And then after that, I'm doing a 2-man show. It's going to be like an hour musical, and that's going to be in January at the end. So, yeah, those are going to be pretty cool.
What are you playing in the creature feature?
I'm in 2 scenes, actually. I'm doing Igor, which is...
Igor, either one.
Igor.
All right.
Which is like Frankenstein's little helper kind of guy, and he's kind of weird, bad at everything. And I'm playing It from Stephen King's It, the clown.
And that's Bride of Frankenstein that he's playing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Igor in.
So now, as I understand, the creature feature is not being done like a normal play. It has a completely different setup.
In a way. I mean, it'll still be on stage. It'll still be a play in the sense of the play. But it's in the black box. The black box is a little bit different. It is literally a box that we've surrounded the audience by. A lot of colleges, professional theaters have a black box type setting. And we wanted to create our own, and it works out pretty well. Our audience is right there with us, right on top of us. So it's a really good learning tool for the kids. If they want to be on stage, this gives them an opportunity to be in a very intense and intimate type of setting. So it's really pretty cool. And it's also for the audience. I think it's a pretty cool experience too, because they get to be so close and they get to almost be a part of the show in some cases. So it's a rare opportunity at a high school. So I think it's pretty cool. We get to do it.
Have you done anything like this before with your students?
Oh yeah. Shoot, I don't know. I think this is probably the 4th black box that we've done. And they've always been successful. We always sell out. We have about 72 seats for the black box. So not as many, not compared to the 350 seats that the theater has. So it's a much different setting. But there again, it's a whole different type of movement. So it's pretty exciting.
Can the public come and see the black box play?
Absolutely. The public should come see the black box play. And it is on the 31st.
And the
That's
2nd.
a Thursday, and the 2nd of November. It's $2 a show. We're going to show back to back. It's at 7 o'clock on the 31st of October and the 2nd of November. And like I said, $2. We'll start at 7, play once, we'll take a short break, and then we'll play a second time to a second audience. So we're looking at about a 40-minute show around there. It's a little shorter than our usual ones, but we've really packed a lot of stuff into it. A lot of excitement, some scary stuff. As Danny gets pretty scary, as Igor, and as it.
What are some of the challenges of doing a black box?
Besides working with Danny, some of the challenges working in the black box. Like I said, it's lighting is a big deal. It's tough to light the stage in a way that the audience doesn't get totally lit up. But that's Mr. Dugan. He's a pro with that stuff. He's really mastered how to get the lights narrowed down, and so that we don't have a big absorbing environment that's going to hit a lot of the audience. Some of the other challenges, of course, are just the usual things that an actor has to deal with. But probably one of the biggest ones for the actors is, if their friends are in the audience or something like that, and if somebody gets off track, the audience starts talking or starts laughing at a time where they don't want them to laugh, they really have to maintain their composure even more. Beyond that, probably the other one that comes up is transitions. Trying to make everything move smoothly and quietly, because we don't want to dilute our illusion. So that's a tough thing. So it's a lot of rehearsal time, a lot of practice, but we've got a pretty good group, and they do what they need to do.
Daniel, what do you find as being the most challenging for you?
I'd say probably the audience being right there. It's kind of scary, because usually we're like 10 feet away from them, but they're literally in our face, and it's pretty intimidating, I guess.
After being in drama for so many years, do you still get kind of that stage fright, I don't know if I really want to do this feeling?
Yeah, I guess every time it's your heart just starts beating really fast, but it's exciting, so that's why I keep doing it.
How do you guys memorize your lines so fast? Because I can't memorize anything.
Oh, we just work. You have to do it at home, so I guess.
Now, do you think you've improved a lot from when you started to now?
Oh, definitely. My freshman year, I was the kid that didn't want to do any work. I just walk up on stage, make a fool of myself, look stupid, then go home. But
be
now,
sad.
Be sad. But now I'm Mr. Barker's favorite student, and things are going great.
Do you plan to continue drama in college?
Yeah,
I'm sure there'll be lots of drama in college for Danny.
Yeah, I want to do performing, but I also want to do stage managing and stuff like that. So yeah, there's always going to be
You make
theater.
a lot of people proud doing that, I think. Yeah, Danny's done a good job for us. He's right. He's come a long way. He's not he is not unlike a lot of kids that find themselves in that same spot. They kind of meander out there freshman year, and they don't always do the best job because they haven't really gotten an attachment. But Danny kind of got attached along the way, and so that's why we're going to branch out here with this show that we're going to do, Senor Fantastico. And we got another kid, Steven Almodova, that is a good friend of Danny's, and they pair up well, and they act well together. They work well together. So I'm going to write the show specifically for them, and it'll be their project. It'll be, the three of us will be working together, but they're capable. Danny had a couple cameos in previous shows, and he took some lumps on the first one, and the second one he came back and really did well. So we decided that I think this would be a good matchup for these two guys. So they're going to be doing that while there's a senior project that goes on at the same time. So one half of the class, or more than half the class, will be doing the senior project show, and then I'll take these guys, run the class just the same, but we'll have a separate side product.
So do you see like your students when they come in, no one's really that skilled unless they've been involved in something like that before. Do you see them when they stick with the program getting better and better each year?
Oh, it's huge. Huge improvements, the kids that we have, and you know, the usual method for me is to have a student 2 years, freshman year and sophomore year, and then I'll bring them up to the advanced class junior and senior year, and it makes a huge difference. Those kids are much better prepared when they've had those first 2 years to kind of feel things out. Freshman year is a real learning curve, and it's tough. Even kids that say that they've had other experience, they end up learning a lot. And then sophomores, they really start to get it tuned up, and then it's a real challenge when they hit the junior year and on, because it's a performance class. We are strictly performing as many shows as we can in the advanced class, and it's a big leap. So we only want kids in there that are going to work hard, and we've got a pretty good crew right now.
So you have to be in drama, like the basic drama, for 2 years before you can go into advanced drama.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's what it used to be. They've cut us down. We've had some issues, staffing issues at school because of the economic times that we're in. And so I've picked up another English class, and I've lost a section of drama. So from the 3 that I used to have, 3 classes, 2 regular, 1 advanced, I'm down to 1 regular and 1 advanced. So it makes it tougher to get as many kids through. At one time we had 4 sections of drama, and my numbers were just outrageous. They were up in the high 30s, and but things have kind of shifted. Like I said, we had some unfortunate movement. We lost some great teachers, and so I kind of got shifted around. But we're lucky to still have it. It's important. It's very important to have programs like that, and we're so lucky to have them. So. Yeah, I would suggest a kid does 2, but if I can't get them through 2, then I'm going to hope that we get them what they need in the 1 year so that they can come join us in the following year.
And do the students start out learning in a classroom, or do they get to learn in the beautiful Bret Harte Theater?
You know, when I started at Bret Harte, that was one of my requirements, as if I were to teach the class, and I want to teach it out of the theater, because I saw no use for it to sit idle and not be used. And so I started taking my classes up there, and then by the following year it was strictly out of the classroom. I mean, out of the theater. And it's great because it's such a great facility, and it's like I said, you know, Mr. Dugan has done a great job. He protects it like it's his own child. You know, he really watches out for the theater, and he's super knowledgeable about everything that has to do with the theater, and he's made excellent use out of it, and so we're trying to do the same.
Daniel, do you think it's more fun to be learning out of the theater than a classroom, or do you look at it and go, oh God, I have to be on the stage again?
It's definitely more fun, but yeah, when I first started, I was pretty scared to get up in front, and because all the lights are in your face and you can't see anyone, and people are just laughing at you because you're stupid. But yeah, it's definitely, you learn a lot easier when you're on the stage than just sitting in front of a bunch of desks, I guess.
And when did you really develop this confidence that you have that's so obvious on stage?
Ooh. Probably after joining the musicals, that really affected me, because we would practice for hours, and those people, the actors are just comforting people, and it just helps you a lot, I guess.
Okay, so there's something I'm a little curious about. It's a little off topic, but I've been on stage before, and I've noticed the lights, they blind you. How do you handle that? And it's just very overwhelming.
Well, what
It's kind of in your blood, isn't it?
What Mr. Barker says is you just look over the tops of people's heads, so it looks like you're making eye contact or something. But I don't know. I just kind of look into the lights, not like up into the lights, but like just...
It kind of helps, doesn't it? To not be able to see your audience, get locked up with them.
I always thought you'd want to make eye contact so that you can make them really uncomfortable, you know, like when a speaker makes eye contact with you.
Well, that'll definitely be the case with the black box. That is one of the pitfalls of the black box, in fact, is, you know, you're right there, and if you lock eyes with somebody, sometimes it's hard to break away, and so that's something that we talk about.
Do you have to be really quiet when you're doing the black box and you're trying to move around?
Oh, yeah.
Is that hard to do?
Yeah, we practice a lot.
It's a very difficult thing for teenagers to do, to be quiet, and then especially to be so quiet that we, like I said, we're selling an illusion. It's like you're watching television and you have so many blackouts, but you don't even realize it because it's kind of seamless. And we want to present that same atmosphere. We want to have a seamless atmosphere, and that's tough to do with teenagers because they tend to be a little clunky at times and loud, or they get in a hurry. They get nervous that they think that something's not going to happen on time. So it's all part of the rehearsal part. You know, it's the more that we do it, the better we get at it.
I noticed, like, I have a tendency to walk into everything. Like, it's right in front of me. Ooh, gonna walk into it. And you have problems with that?
You know, sometimes we try to make it a clear path. We try to make sure that every single time we do things the same way. So if we have crew moving things on and off, or if we have actors coming on and off, we try to make sure that they always take the same steps and that they're careful in their movements. So it's like anything else. It takes practice.
And what do you do when you're on stage?
Okay. I'm fine.
And you forget all your lines?
Either you make something up or you stand there and you look stupid.
Has that ever happened to you, Dan?
Possibly. It may or may not have happened last year.
When we were trying to surprise our audience with a special guest star? And,
Oh, that too. It's happened a couple times, so.
It's tough. That is a tough thing to do. And I've had, like I said, Dan, I can kind of trust him to do some things that I can't with other kids. And so I've asked Dan to be a special guest star a couple times with the cameos. And that's a tough thing to do because nobody knows it's coming. We keep it under our hat. You know, we let the booth in on it. And sometimes I think we might not even have let the booth in before. And we just surprise them. And all of a sudden here comes Danny on stage. And all the kids, they're trained to work, and it's during a performance that we've done this. They're trained to work and pretend like nothing's changed. And so Danny's come on a couple times with cameos, and he's done a nice job. He's learned as he's gone, just like anybody else.
Must really please the tech guys.
You know, sometimes I think they get a kick out of it sometimes, and other times they probably do get a little bit annoyed. But I think that, you know, sometimes they're pleasantly surprised by what we're doing for them, or you know, that we're adding a little bit something extra, a little more kick to the shows. And so sometimes that can become, I don't know, I hope it's fun for them. We try to make it fun for everybody.
How much time does it take to put together something that you can give to the students and say, you know, memorize this, perform this?
What do you mean? A script, like a published script that we go to do a show and it's already made? It's already ready-made?
Well, I've noticed how you guys use stuff that's kind of made but has adjustments to it.
Oh, absolutely. I try not to use anything right out of the can. I try to change it and put our own touch on it to make it better. The objective is to always make it better. One of the main things that we focus on in that class, especially in the advanced class, is we want to produce a college level or better show. We want to produce more of a professional show, and oftentimes that's the case. We get people that walk out of there and say, you know, this was not what I expected a high school show to be. That's our purpose, is to do something great. And so whenever we get a chance to change something, oh yeah, we'll change it. So the time it takes a long time, and we're changing things all the way up to the wire. And that's, you know, sometimes that's important because we see, hey, you know, this is we see an opportunity to do something different, to get some more, get the audience more bang for their buck, essentially, is what we're doing. We always want to make sure that they want to come back and see, what else are we doing? What's next? And I think that's going to be the case, especially with Senor Fantastico. You know, Dan and Steven, they're going to do a great job for us, and I think people are going to want to see more of it. But it remains to be seen.
Are the lights and everything scripted as well?
Oh, absolutely. And Dan might be able to speak to this a little bit. He was in tech theater. He worked closely with Mr. Dugan. They developed a good bond. And Danny was in how many? Just 1 year, Danny? Tech theater?
Yeah, just 1 year.
He was in tech theater, and that's a tough class because there is so much work that goes on the technical side. Just like out here, you know, Ed runs all around trying to make sure everything is all squared up so that we have a nice, clean running show. Works the same way. So what do you think about that, Dan?
Yeah, we program the lights, so we put the characters on stage to where they're going to be stationed for their scene, and then we focus the lights to fit that scene and change the color to fit the mood and things like that.
Because I've noticed how occasionally you'll get one of the tech guys who'll get caught on stage trying to move stuff, and I was always thinking, why don't they just leave the lights off?
Yeah, we have an assistant stage manager backstage, and they say, okay, we're ready, or if they don't say it, then your stage manager up in the booth gets mad, and they're just like, okay, we're going to go anyways, because we don't want to keep our audience in the dark for too long.
Yeah, the show has to go on. It's just the way that it goes. And if there's a mistake, then we push through.
Have actors ever gotten caught on stage when they shouldn't have been and kind of had to roll with it?
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes, you know, there might be some kind of a change happening, a costume change or something like that, and they get caught behind, or they get caught in the lights because they didn't move fast enough. There's always some sort of issues that come up, but that's all part of the learning experience. And we usually always get those problems weeded out. And it's rare that we've had any sort of major problems. We always end up with a few problems, to be expected. It's, you know, happening on the spot. There's no cut and edit or anything like that. So for the most part, we've got it ironed out pretty well, where we're going to make some minor mistakes, and we know that.
So I know you focus a lot on improv, and does that really help with those awkward, oh no, I shouldn't be on stage, but I am?
Absolutely. You know, it is something that we focus on, because it is a valuable skill. It's exercising your brain to get you out of a situation that you're in. And you know, I don't know if that's always the best thing to teach teenagers, how to get out of a situation that they're in, but now that I think of it, maybe I'll change my curriculum. But it's an important skill, absolutely, because you never know. And a lot of times the other situation is that we'll have somebody sick, or somebody that just, you know, all of a sudden something's happening and they just can't do it. We had one year for 2012, the musical, we had a kid that was a big part in the show, and all of a sudden he lost his voice. It was due to nerves. He freaked himself out and he lost his voice. And so what we did is we had another kid in the audience, and he actually read his lines, and then the student that lost his voice, he just mouthed it. And we made it through. And we came up with that plan like 5 minutes before the show started. And that's the way that it goes. And that's all part of the experience. I think it's a lot of fun, you know, to be on edge like that. You have to be. You have to be a little nervous sometimes. And it's just, I think it makes kids better actors, because they know how to work around things. So yeah, improv is important to us. I don't think it's the basis, but it's definitely important.
How do you teach it?
You know, it's hard. We do a lot of activities. We do a lot of games. We do a lot of foundational things and we start with very simple things about voice and movement and facial expressions, and we try to build through games so that it's fun trying to learn it. It's a very difficult task, especially for teenagers, because they, you know, sometimes they get themselves into a spot where they just keep circling round and round and round, and the improv doesn't go anywhere. So it's tough, but you know, like I said, after 2 years of doing it, they usually end up in a good spot where they're ready to move on.
Do you enjoy improv over monologues? Or?
Definitely. The improv games are probably my favorite thing to do.
What kind of games do you play?
Ooh. Well, my favorite one's the singing game. Mr. Barker doesn't like that one too much because it's usually unsuccessful. But
it's a hard game to play with kids.
Yeah.
For sure.
What do?
You just kind of like, everyone gets in a circle, and then someone just goes in, starts singing a song, and then another person will jump in and sing a different song, and then it just kind of goes on from there. Everyone kind of just jumps in whenever they want, I guess.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, but I like it.
It is, and that's part of the purpose, though, is to get them out of their comfort zone. You know, it's tough. If you cannot get out of your comfort zone, then you do not belong on the stage. And that's tough for a lot of kids.
Oh my God, that's so
tough.
Scary.
But I think there are much, much scarier things in life than being on the stage. But for some people, it's tough.
Do you develop like a family with the other people in drama, get really close to them?
For sure. My freshman year, actually, like I wasn't good in the class, but they were just people, and you would just connect to them for whatever reason, because like first few days of class, Mr. Barker has you play a couple games and do some activities that try to break the boundaries and the comfort zone so you can just be close, and I think that makes it like a family, yeah.
I know that when you watch some of the plays, you have to do challenging things like the whole biting scenes and I hate you and all that. Is it hard to say that to someone that you really care about, like your best friend?
No. It's just acting. It takes practice, like everything else.
What's your most favorite thing? Out of everything you do in drama, your most favorite thing?
Definitely just the improv scenes. Like, Mr. Barker will give us he'll set up the scene, and then two people, like, will be partners, and we'll go in to this setting, and then you have to develop a relationship and a conflict, and just carry out a scene like it's in a movie. It's fun.
Do you find yourself helping other students who aren't quite at their full confidence level?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes if I notice someone's like really having problems, I'll just pull them aside and I'll just be like, hey, you're doing fine, calm down, you know, stuff like that. Just try to be friends.
Does it take a lot of bravery for a guy to play a girl and a girl to play a guy?
I think when you're a drama kid, you kind of like it, I guess.
Well, that's right, because you like to wear your sister's pants.
That's true.
Some kids it's easy for. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you told everybody in one of the classes. Is that right?
I guess so.
I'm just saying, I think I remember that.
What advice would you give to a student looking to be in drama but isn't in high school yet?
Take drama, I guess. I don't know. But they should definitely do it if they're looking into it, because I don't think it's something you would regret. Because everyone that I know that's taken it has a lot of fun, and I enjoy it, so. Yep.
What are the show dates again for the Creature Feature?
We are on October 31st, that's Halloween, of course, 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, back-to-back shows. And November 2nd, same times.
Yep.
We're going to skip that Friday. So you'll have essentially 4 opportunities, but within 2 nights. $2 a pop, it'll be good.
Where do you buy tickets?
You buy tickets at the door.
So there's no advance and it's $2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, I think so. I think that I think they've done a good job so far. I mean, we still have a lot of work to do, of course. You know, that there's a good skeleton there, and we're starting to put flesh to it. So, you know, I think that there's always room for improvement, and there's a lot of learning still to be done. We've got a lot of makeup work that has to be done, and that is probably going to be their biggest challenge.
That sounds really awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and thank you for joining us. And don't forget to like Aleida's Curiosity Closet on Facebook, where you can get more cool information. Thanks. Bye.